Welcome to Google I/O. I enjoy this time when the developer community comes together from all around the world. Literally millions of people from different backgrounds who all share one thing in common: the joy of solving problems with technology to get more done and make life better for everyone. Technology is constantly evolving, and it's having a profound impact on our everyday lives. As developers, you're at the forefront of this sea change, the ones creating experiences that shape the world. Because of you, billions of people can uplift themselves, their communities, their families. That's why I love how Google is making deep investments to help you leverage the largest mobile platform on the planet, the most popular web browser, vast cloud services, hundreds of open source projects, and breakthroughs in AI. Remember 25 years ago when the web just became a programmable platform? And it allowed us to bring the world's knowledge to our desktops. For users, it was like magic. But for developers, it was complex. I still remember the first time I wired up a database to a website. It was not magical, but it was determined. I was so determined to make it all work. And I did get it to work. Now, that complexity has only grown in depth and scope. No matter what kind of developer you are, we're here to help you. Earlier today, you saw many of the ways that Google is using generative AI to improve our products, from search offering relevant follow-up questions, to Workspace assisting with drafting emails, and to Photos, letting you edit images in whole new ways. And as Sundar shared, Palm 2 is the foundation model that powers all of these experiences. We want to help you take advantage of that same technology to build your own innovations. Now, the question is, how to make generative AI accessible to everyone who wants to build powerful experiences and products, but in the most productive and responsible way possible. At Google, we've been thinking a lot about that challenge. I hope you'll see today that we're committed to providing open, integrated solutions so you can deliver amazing experiences that your users love. So let's start today by looking at how you can access the Palm 2 model yourself. Now, you may have seen the new game, I/O Flip. Who's seen it? Everybody seen it? It's fun. I've been watching, seeing how so many of you have already started playing with it. How about we go under the hood for a look at how I/O Flip is made? I've asked Simon to join me. Simon, are you ready?
Absolutely, Janine. Hi, everyone. So, I've always been a gamer, but building games requires some creative skills that I wasn't born with. But with generative AI and all these amazing Google tools working together, it was easy to make this delightful game.
So the game has some pretty unique and quirky characters. For all the collectors watching, how many cards are there?
Well, we created millions of unique cards for the game. First, the pictures on the cards were created using a technique pioneered out of Google research called Dream Booth. It enables you to fine-tune image models with a specific subject, transporting them to anywhere you can imagine.
So the picture is just one half of the card. Each one also has a fun description from the keywords that I select, right?
Yes. Those keywords are used by us behind the scenes to build more complex prompts. Now, prompting models, it's a bit of an art form. You never know exactly what you're going to get, but experimenting with them is really part of the fun. Now, this is where MakerSuite comes in. It's an easy-to-use tool that runs in your browser and a place to experiment and craft your prompts. Let me walk you through how you can create these cool descriptions in minutes. OK, so here we have MakerSuite. Janine, let's make you a card. What class and power would you like your Dash to wield?
OK, so now I enjoy a good meal. Let's go for a culinary wizard who's capable of making anything delicious.
Coming right up, and in the great tradition of TV chefs, here's one I prepared earlier. First, as you can see, we provide the model with some context. You're a writer for descriptions of a trading card game. And then we give the model an example. Here's a pretty cool one for Sparky. Finally, it's time for Dash. Let's get it pasted in. Oops. Write a short description in less than 30 words for Dash, who's a culinary wizard capable of making anything delicious.
So because large language models are non-deterministic, how do we make sure we're doing all of this in a responsible way?
Yeah, that's a good question. We build our models with our AI principles in mind, so you have a responsible foundation to start from. And we also want these to be playful, so let's add, keep it upbeat, and hit run. Let's see what it generates. That's pretty cool. But if you don't like that description, you can just try again. Awesome. And since we're all developers here, let's have it output in JSON. And I'll add a kind of a schema to give it an idea of what we want. Cool. And since I want to play it with the family later, let me ask it to add a Japanese description too. Cool.
Oh, that's slick. You don't need to be an AI expert to iterate and tune prompts in MakerSuite. And now that we have the prompt, you can easily copy it to VS Code or open it in Colab.
That's right. Here we have it in Colab. You can easily access the model directly through the Palm API. And when you're ready to shift to development and build, you can access the model directly through our Palm API libraries that we built for Python, Node.js, and Java.
Thanks, Simon.
Thanks, Janine.
Let me show you some examples of how some developers are using the Palm API. Take Guided AI's enterprise customer chat product that uses the Palm API to create summaries of customer conversations. Or one of my favorite from Play Labs, where they're using the Palm API to build an agent that suggests ways to play and engage with your friends. You can even use the Palm API with popular frameworks like LangChain to build intelligent agents that use React to navigate complex tasks. As you can see, we're giving you access to our large language models, the ones powering so many of Google's products. And starting today, we're rolling out new features in MakerSuite so you can create synthetic data and easily customize safety settings. So sign up now to try out MakerSuite and the Palm API at g.co/palm. We're also thrilled to release several new Firebase extensions that use the Palm API. So you can integrate and extend from Google and other API providers. Take the new chatbot with Palm API extension, so you can easily add a chat interface for continuous dialogue, text summarization, and more. Last month, we added coding capabilities to Bard, an experiment that's now powered by Palm 2. Bard can act as your collaborator in over 20 languages. helping you to generate code, find bugs, add annotations, and more. My favorite thing to do is play with Bard to help me learn something entirely new, like asking for examples of code in a different language. Over the next hour, you will see more exciting ways that AI can help you to be more productive with all the tools and platforms that you rely on. Next, let's get Matthew on stage so he can tell us more about how we're helping you to be more productive in mobile development.
Thanks so much, Janine. It's exciting to see how the world of AI is transforming all types of developer workflows. It's making traditional tasks easier and the previously impossible entirely within reach. We want to share 3 things from the world of mobile and Android development with you. First, how we're bringing the power of AI directly into the Android developer workflow to help you be more productive. Next, how you can build for the multi-device world that your users are asking for. And finally, how our language, toolkit, and tool improvements seamlessly converge in the modern Android development stack. As you saw earlier, AI is the next breakthrough that will define mobile, and I'd like to invite my colleague Jamal to share how we're putting AI directly into Android Studio. Jamal, tell us more.
Thanks, Matthew. I'm going to share with you an example that underscores not just how we approach AI, but how we approach everything we build for you as mobile developers. A focus on helping you stay productive, become more efficient, and get the most out of Google technologies. Now, if you didn't know, 10 years ago, we launched Android Studio with a focus on delivering innovative Android developer tools. Today, let me show you how we're continuing to help accelerate your development with demo innovations in AI called Android Studio Bot. Studio Bot is a tightly integrated AI-powered helper in Android Studio designed to make you more productive. We are in the early days, but I want to give you a sneak peek. Okay, let's jump in. Now you can find the preview release of Studio Bot and Android Studio Hedgehog, which you can find in the Canary channel. Okay, here I'm working on the Jet Snack app, and I'm excited to get the app ready for the all-new Android hardware, especially tablets. Now, my tablet UI, it looks okay, though it could be better. But you know, I don't remember all the best practices in creating tablet layouts. But this is where Studio Bot comes in. Now, Studio Bot is found in a new assistant window that you can find in the toolbar. And what's unique about this chat setup is that you don't need to send your source code to Google, just a chat dialogue between you and the bot. Okay, here I've already typed a prompt to create a laptop layout. So let's try it out. All right, nice. I have a quick response on how to add this layout. Now, what's nice about this integration in Android Studio is that we can recognize the response as code with the right syntax highlighting per your custom ID settings. However, Studio Bot does more than just generating code. It's a place to ask questions in context. So for instance, I don't need this layout in XML, but in Kotlin, since I'm doing this app in Jetpack Compose. So let's ask Studio Bot. How do I do this in Jetpack Compose? And submit. And perfect. The code makes sense. And it gives me additional guidance and documentation. And you know how important tests are. Let's also ask Studio Bot to create a unit test as well. So let's see. Can you create a unit test for this? And submit. And no, I'm just having a conversation with StudioBot, and it remembers the context between question to question. And great. StudioBot created the unit tests right in context. Pretty cool. Now, as you look at the code for a composed layout, there are steps such as importing various dependencies. StudioBot recognizes this. And with the smart actions that StudioBot generates, I can directly convert this snippet into my project with the right imports and dependencies. So let's try it out. So let me click on this Explore and Playground, expand, and there we go. We've moved from code snippet to actual code with StudioBot. Pretty cool. Lastly, we have added entry points to StudioBot and key points in the IDE, both in the code editor and in the logs. So for instance, earlier today, I was debugging a problem in my Android manifest. I can open up Logcat, right-click on a crash, and send it to StudioBot. And just press Submit. And there we go. StudioBot explains the crash, and it knows that I forgot to add the internet permission. And it also gives me a quick action to add the missing line of code to my manifest, which I can fix in one click. So I'm excited, but we're just at the beginning of this AI journey, and we invite you to download the latest version of Android Studio with StudioBot, try it out, and share your feedback. Now, once you have built your app with the help of StudioBot, you're ready to publish to Google Play. And here, we're also bringing the power of AI. So today, we're launching a new experiment of the Google Play console that will generate custom store listings for different types of users. You will ultimately have control of what you submit, but Google Play is there to help you be more creative. So from start to finish, develop to publish, we're deploying AI to help you move faster and to be more creative. Back to you, Matthew.
Thanks, Jamal. That was awesome. Now, let's dive into our multi-device world. As people add more connected devices to their lives, they want their apps to work across them and to adapt to each form factor's unique abilities. Let's take a look at how a developer, Peloton, responded to their users' needs and is delivering an immersive multi-device experience.
Scene 101, take one.
The Peloton app enables members to work out at their convenience.
You can literally work out anywhere. Doesn't matter if you're on vacation, if you're at home. At Peloton, we want to meet members where they are and on the devices they own. We heard consistent feedback from our members about wanting a Wear OS app.
Our members wanted to be able to use their watches to work out with Peloton. And we took our learnings from the original bike built on AOSP to build a great mobile app across many different form factors.
We built a completely new experience so that users have even more options. They can now track their heart rate in real time on their wrist, on the phone, and on our connected fitness devices.
After building the Wear OS app, we wanted to improve the Peloton app in the Android ecosystem. Great tablets like the ones from Samsung, Pixel, and Lenovo are a big reason why we're continuing to invest in large screens. With the Android SDK and Jetpack libraries, it's really easy to create a flexible UI to adapt to the different screen sizes. We use the Jetpack window manager to support foldable specific use cases, like tabletop mode in our video player. Now we're positioned to be even more forward-thinking by investing in exciting new form factors.
Heart rate monitor usage in our app is correlated with higher engagement, better workout experience, and more workouts a month. Since launch, we've seen a bump in total workouts taken on the Android platform. We're very confident that Wear OS was a considerable driver.
In the Android ecosystem, there's so many different devices with varying capabilities, like phones, watches, tablets, and TVs. At the end of the day, we want the Peloton app to be awesome wherever our members use it.
It's incredible seeing an investment like that pay off. We're seeing that happen not just for Peloton, but for all of you who are working in this multi-device space. We're seeing a robust market continue to grow for large screen devices. Tablets, foldables, and flippables provide a huge opportunity to reach premium consumers. Our hardware partners are all in with flippable and foldable devices from Samsung, Motorola, and Oppo. Google is all in. Earlier, you saw the Pixel Fold and Pixel Tablet. We're optimizing the Android OS for large screens, and we're tuning over 50 of Google's own apps to look great on these devices. App developers are all in and getting rewarding results. Apps like Concepts and Unext are seeing dramatically more installs and more engagement on tablets and Chromebooks. WhatsApp, eBay, and Canva are also giving users richer experiences on these screens, and as a result are seeing their Play Store ratings increase. If you're excited about enhancing your app for large screens, here's how you can get started. First, start with Jetpack Window Manager and Windows size classes and create layouts that take advantage of the large screen. Version 1.1, available now, has activity embedding, the fastest way for multi-activity apps to provide great large screen layouts. Next, leverage posture detection for foldables and flippables with Jetpack Window Manager and poses in the device emulator in Android Studio, like Google Meet did here. Third, grow your installs on Google Play. To help users discover your optimized apps, we're featuring high-quality apps more prominently in the Play Store and showcasing those with device-specific screenshots. Finally, test out your experiences. We're adding Pixel Fold and Pixel Tablet configurations to the Android Studio emulator. And I'm excited to share we're announcing physical device streaming for these Google devices in Android Studio. This lets you see how your app runs on Google-hosted Pixel Fold and Pixel Tablet devices right from your IDE. You can sign up to join the waitlist today. Now, let's talk about the screen on your wrist. Wear OS active devices have grown 5x since Wear OS 3 launched, and it's the fastest growing smartwatch platform. Now is a great time to jump on Wear OS, and as developers, here are the two big updates you should take advantage of. First, watch faces. They're a beautiful way to engage with your users, and with Wear OS 4, it's easier to create customizable and power-efficient ones. We're making that possible by introducing a new watch face format developed in partnership with Samsung. This is a new declarative XML format, meaning there'll be no code in your watch face APK. This will make it easier to bring your great watch face ideas to market. And second, we're releasing new APIs to bring rich animations to tiles, one of the fastest ways to get things done or launch an app on Wear OS. We're launching the first developer preview of Wear OS 4 today, with an updated emulator image featuring new Bluetooth connectivity to other devices. But it's not enough to just make these form factors easier to build for. The tools and services you use should be purpose-built to take advantage of these new form factors from the start. We've done just that, and we call it modern Android development. We're building our tools and APIs with the future of the platform in mind. To show you what I mean, I'd like to invite my colleague, Florina, to the stage.
We know your to-do list is long and your time is precious. We want to help you do more faster. Modern Android development gives you the APIs, tools, and guidance to speed up your flow and help you write safer, better code so you can focus on building amazing experiences. We aim to reduce the complexity and the cost of both building and maintaining rich cross-device apps, so everything you learn applies across the entire ecosystem of Android devices. I want to share 3 of my favorite updates that help you save time and set you up for the future of the platform. First, Jetpack Compose, which makes it faster and easier to build high-quality UIs. Today, over 24% of the top 1,000 Android apps take advantage of Compose's productivity boost, double since last year. The Google Drive team told us that Compose, combined with architecture improvements, cut their development time nearly in half. And Clue increased their development speed 3 times after rewriting their app in Compose. That's pretty amazing. The latest updates to Compose make it easier to build rich UIs. We're bringing Compose to even more surfaces, with Compose for TV in alpha and home screen widgets with Glance in beta. Flip through content with the new Pager APIs. Build flexible layouts with flow row and column. And take advantage of the latest Material 3 components. And we're still focused on improving Compose performance out of the box. Second, Kotlin. One of the best things to happen to Android development since switching from Eclipse to Android Studio was making Kotlin an officially supported language, all because of you. I still remember that announcement. I was sitting right here in the Shoreline Amphitheater, but I had a way worse seat back then. Since then, more and more apps have adopted it and have seen what an expressive, concise, and fun language it is. And now 95% of the top 1K apps use it and love it. Kotlin is at the core of our development platform, and we keep expanding the scale of Kotlin support for Android apps. We're collaborating with JetBrains on the new K2 compiler, which is already showing significant improvements in compilation speed. We are actively working on integration into our tools, such as Android Studio, Android Lint, KSP, Compose, and more, and also leveraging Kotlin code bases, our large Kotlin code bases, to verify compatibility of the new compiler. We now recommend using Kotlin for build scripts. So, with Kotlin in your build and in your UI with Compose, you can use Kotlin everywhere throughout your app. And finally, great languages deserve great tools. Android Studio keeps you productive and in the flow. App Quality Insights is a great example of this. In the App Insights tab, you can see critical issues from Firebase Analytics, navigate from stack trace to code, all without leaving the IDE. Today, we're adding Android Vitals crash reports. You can now access your crash reports from the Play console. No need for any additional SDKs or instrumentation to your app. From making debugging better to updates in Compose and Kotlin, these were 3 of my favorite updates in the world of modern Android development. We hope they help you fly through your to-do list and build amazing apps. And now, back to Matthew.
Thanks so much, Florina. Enabling the productivity gains that Florina just mentioned, that's something that teams all across Google are thinking about as we build tools and services for you. For example, Flutter is Google's open source framework for building multi-platform applications from a single code base. When Betterment wanted to shift their strategy to a mobile-first approach, they turned to Flutter to share their code base across iOS and Android, which allowed them to achieve 100% feature parity across both platforms. And with the latest mobile update to Flutter, you can tap into Impeller for enhanced graphics performance. Additionally, with Flutter 3.10, we now include a JNI bridge to Jetpack libraries written in Kotlin, so you can call a new Jetpack library directly from Dart without needing to use an external plugin. Whether you want to shift your strategy to be mobile first or expand your app to new form factors, our mission is to give you simple, helpful tools that save you time so you can build great mobile experiences. Next, to talk to you about what Google is doing on the web, I'd like to invite Matt Waddell to the stage.
Janine talked about the importance of being open by design. And that's one of the things that makes the web so critical. It's a platform that's owned by none of us and shared by all of us. And with Google's contributions to Chromium, Angular, Interop, and many other efforts, we want to keep moving the web forward, to keep on keeping open. We also want to make sure that the web's tools and APIs are solving real-world problems and doing so efficiently. So today, I'm going to share a few challenges and opportunities that we're trying to address together to deliver a web that's both more powerful and way easier to work on. The first opportunity is really about reaching new customers across platforms. The web is a key part of this conversation. It's often called the universal runtime. At the same time, nearly all of us are also making investments in client and server apps. Now, this is not a web or native thing. Honestly, that debate is pretty boring. This is a web and native thing. The key is figuring out how to take your investments in desktop or mobile and make it easy to target the web. WebAssembly, or WASM, makes this possible. Since it arrived a couple years ago, we've seen companies like Figma, Unity, Snap, VLC, and others use WASM to bring code from their C++, C#, even their Swift apps, and run it on the web. Today, we have some really cool updates for the community. For starters, WebAssembly now supports managed memory languages. This extends the benefits of WASM to even more workflows. For example, if you're writing your app in Dart and Flutter, WASM can now run your browser code more than 3 times faster than compiling to JavaScript. I'm also excited about what this means for Android developers, most of whom are writing their apps in Kotlin. Starting today, thanks to some early work by JetBrains, Kotlin also runs on WASM. This means you'll be able to write your Android features just once, then use WASM to deploy your app to the web. You get to reach new customers with native performance, and it's a great example of how web and native can really scale your efforts. Another opportunity that's certainly top of mind right now is AI and machine learning. And there's a critical role for the web to play here, and it all starts with GPUs, the stuff you need to train and run the models that you saw earlier from Simon. Today, most of these workloads are served in the cloud, and there's a complementary set of GPUs in the devices we use every day. The problem is it's not very accessible right now, and we can change that with the web. That's why we're excited to highlight Web GPU. It's a new API, yes. It's a new API that unlocks the power of GPU hardware and makes the web AI ready. After all, the web is already on phones, desktops, laptops. Web GPU just gives you access to all of that local compute, so you can save money, increase speed, and build privacy-preserving features. Let me share a few details. In terms of performance, ML libraries like TensorFlow.js now run over 100 times faster on Web GPU than vanilla JavaScript. These kinds of gains make a big difference when you're running AI models or graphics-heavy apps. You can really see the difference here in this diffusion model running on WebGL on the left versus Web GPU on the right, both of which are running inside the browser. Now, I'm going to ask the model for an image of a cat next to a window with the sunlight streaming in, Fun fact, lots of Chrome folks are cat people, so this example is pretty on brand. As you can see, WebGPU finishes in just under 10 seconds, while WebGL takes over 3 times longer. And until recently, WebGL was the fastest implementation on the web. AI, ML, LLMs, look, they're a big deal for a good reason. And by using WebGPU, you can now build your app with compute that's both in the cloud and on the local device. I also just want to acknowledge the many new APIs and components that we're discussing at I/O to deliver a more capable platform. I'm not going to do them justice in just 5 seconds, but there are more than 100 new updates in the I/O sessions that we'll discuss, from storage solutions like SQLite to UI features like view transitions. We do this work as an ecosystem, so please do check them out. Now, so far we've talked about a more powerful web. These APIs and these features, they're cool. What's really cool, though, is when they're easy to use and they seamlessly match your workflow. So you can spend more time actually building and less time as a systems integrator. Let me show you some updates that will really enhance your productivity. The first is about web frameworks. And yes, it's easy to romanticize about vanilla JavaScript, especially if you started your own journey with text editor, view source, maybe Stack Overflow, and sheer determination. The thing is, more than half of us use front-end frameworks to build our apps. This abstracted web is the web. So today, we're introducing some new tools to reflect this reality. First up is Firebase hosting, which many of us already use to deploy apps. Last year, we added support for frameworks like Next.js and Angular. Yes, I see you. And starting today, we are expanding this support to include Astro, Flutterweb, and others. In addition, you can now serve backend code in hosting preview channels, so you can verify changes to your app without affecting production. For all you Flutter fans, we continue. I see you. For all you Flutter fans, we continue to address your top asks, and version 3.10 significantly reduces load times and integrates Flutter Web into existing web content. In fact, what you're going to see here is an example of Flutter Web running inside of an Angular app. It's like a big framework hug. Finally, regardless your framework of choice, you'll eventually need to debug some of your code. It happens. Many of us debug with Chrome DevTools, and starting today, it does a much better job of code that's generated by modern frameworks. From cleaner stack traces, to a new show your code option, to more breakpoint reliability. It just works, so you can focus on your app experience. Another area that really impacts productivity is performance tuning. Have you already reduced your load times by 3x? Probably yes. Do you still want it to be faster? Also probably yes. And too often that work feels like you're trying to do it with your eyes closed. We want to help. So today we got a few updates that offer insight into real-world performance and make it easier to actually achieve your performance goals. In terms of metrics, Core Web Vitals has emerged as a key yardstick for quality and performance, with an initial focus on page loading. At the same time, we know that page responsiveness is a key part of the overall experience. Is your app reactive or responsive, or more a snap in a given session? Today, we're announcing that interaction to next paint, or INP, is graduating from experimental, and by next year, it'll become the vital metric that captures that dimension of responsiveness. The lower the number, the more users are getting immediate feedback in your app. And that kind of intel is crucial when it comes to app quality. To help you actually reach your performance goals, we've been working with frameworks to integrate vitals into measurement directly. And as of today, that set includes Next.js, Nuxt, and Angular. And if you use Angular, version 16 now includes a new reactivity model and improvements to server-side rendering and hydration that significantly improve your vital scores. Look, we get that app performance isn't just an optimization. It's one of your most important features. And today's updates are designed to really speed things up, both in terms of the benchmarking and the actual tuning. Okay, one more thing, and I really do mean one more thing, both because I'm going to hand off after this, and because it's something that I'm especially excited about. So far, we've talked about APIs, capabilities, quality improvements, tools, all the things that you can do on the web platform. And yet, all too often, the dub actually stands for Wild Wild West. Is this API supported in this browser? Can I depend on this CSS transition? Am I getting the latest and greatest when I use this framework? Trying to make sense of all that is like that moment, it's like just before the orchestra starts, when everyone's tuning their instrument, it's big and it's loud and it's noisy. And then the musicians come together around a single shared note. And it feels great. We want to bring that level of clarity to platform changes. So we've been working in the WebDX community group with browser vendors like Apple, Mozilla, Microsoft, framework providers like Angular, Nuxt, Next.js, to establish a stable and predictable view of the web. And it's called Baseline. Baseline captures the evergreen set of features that are supported across browsers, and it finally takes the guesswork out of, can I actually use this in my app or not? Every year, we'll also introduce Baseline 23, 24, 25, which will be a cut of everything's new across browsers and compatible. It's going to be an annual release for the entire web ecosystem. MDN has been a close partner in this work. So here's Hermina Conde to share more.
Thanks, Matt. Hi, everyone. I'm Hermina Conde, and I'm the director of MDN at Mozilla. At MDN, we provide documentation for modern web development to more than 1 million developers every day. However, we understand that keeping up with a constantly evolving web platform is a major challenge for developers. More importantly, there's tremendous innovation happening in the browser space, and developers don't have a common language to talk about the features that are generally available for use on the web. To address this issue, we've partnered with Google and the WebDX community group to provide a transparent view of stable and well-supported features that drive the platform's growth, giving developers a simple and clear signal of what's the baseline for the web platform. Starting today, we'll be rolling out this labeling on our site, as you can see here, and hope to cover all relevant features in the coming months. Back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Hermina. You know, browser interop and compatibility really get to the core of what makes the web great. It's this ability to collaborate and federate across companies, stacks, and endpoints, where all of us is truly better than any single one of us. And with Baseline, we can still provide a consistent experience. No more wild, wild west, just the World Wide Web. And we're grateful for the chance to contribute. Next up is Lawrence to talk about how we're bringing this approach to AI and machine learning to enable your creativity and to solve some really important problems for customers.
Wow, Matt's a hard act to follow. So thank you, everybody. And we've been seeing a lot of amazing and very cool AI stuff today. And we've explored tools that are designed to make your life easier as a developer. And we want to empower you to be more effective on mobile, on the web, and of course, in the cloud. But AI isn't some kind of magic pixie dust that you can just sprinkle to get a solution. It requires smart engineering work from developers just like you. And as a developer, you are a dreamer, you're a maker, you're a thinker, and you're a shaper. And it's our goal and our passion to make it easy for you to use your skills to take advantage of all of these new opportunities afforded by machine learning. So let's take a look at how coders just like you were able to engineer a solution for my friend Lance, who was able to reconnect with the world after he lost everything.
This is my smart night room. This is my dog, Wicked, and Sammy. And this is my sick gaming computer. I live on the plains of eastern Colorado. This is my new house. My old one burnt down, but we'll get back to that. This is me, Lance Carr. I've got a rare form of muscular dystrophy, so I can't really move my body. For me, playing video games is my link to the world. But I had to stop gaming because this house burnt down along with my adaptive equipment, and I had absolutely no way to play Warcraft or any other computer game. I definitely had a low point. So when I got connected with some cool folks at Google, hey guys.
Hey Lance.
I was pretty stoked. We teamed up to develop this thing called Project Game Face.
Yeah, the name is pretty cool.
It allows me to precisely control my mouse with my face. It's so precise, I can even write in cursive.
Project GameFace uses MediaPipe, which links together a number of different AI models to give you an output. And in this case, the output is a mesh of 468 points on your face and convert that into telemetry like mouse movement or clicks. It runs natively on devices and it only needs an input from a webcam, which to me is one of the most amazing things about it.
Controlling my computer with funny faces, it's pretty awesome.
You know, the face is what we show to the outside world anyway, so why not bring these two things together? There's a beautiful symmetry there.
I was stronger when I was 6 months old than I am now. Muscular dystrophy takes, and this actually added an ability. So it's the first time I've gained something in a physical sense. My hope is to definitely give this technology to everybody who could use it.
There are many people out there who have ideas, who have creativity, so we're open sourcing this technology for folks to create miraculous solutions like this one.
I just want to make a lot of people's lives better and easier. Well, we're going to get back to it. Thanks for hopping by the plains of Colorado.
Oh, you saw me?
Look at the edges of the cliffs. Right. Oh,
Wait, what was that?
He's a warlock.
Oh.
I should have known.
Thank you. And this is just one of the many reasons that I do what I do. And I believe that building AI solutions can help us all make the world a much better place. And as you saw in that video, Lance's mobility is quite limited. And solutions that can help him interact with the world can be very expensive and very difficult to maintain. Until AI and machine learning came along. And this is where good software engineering, combined with these new technologies, can help us solve problems that just were not feasible before. So let's follow some good engineering practice, and we'll decompose the problem into smaller, solvable solutions. And in this case, that meant taking multiple ML models and orchestrating them together with traditional code. There was one that detected a face, which then fed code that cropped the image to just contain that face. And then there was another ML model that detected landmarks on the face before we finally wrote code that turned the location of those landmarks into mouse telemetry. And now you have ML models and traditional code working side by side to solve a problem quickly and easily. Solutions like this are what we delight in. And we're really excited to announce and show you the work that we've been doing with MediaPipe, where we've taken, thank you, where we've taken common problems that we as developers needed to solve. Now, some are relatively simple, like image or text classification, and some are much more complex, like facial landmarks or hand poses. But the goal was to encapsulate them all into a single modular solution that you can drop into your apps or your sites. But we haven't stopped there. For you to be successful in building revolutionary apps like Project GameFace, you also need to go beyond the solutions that we thought of. So, MediaPipe offers customizable solutions that can easily be integrated into your platform of choice, ready to solve those hard problems. Like the way Project GameFace grew out of a head-tracking pipeline of models to one that gave us finer control over facial landmarks. And of course, the models can be customized through retraining. So if the model's close to what you want, but not quite there. For example, the hand pose model might be great, but it can't identify rock, paper, scissors. So we're making it easy for you to fine-tune the pipeline for that with very little code, like this. And then, when it comes to integrating ML models into your Android, iOS, or your web application, you don't need to worry about tensors or any of those other complex underlying machine learning constructs. We're making it easier for you because the MediaPipe framework will tightly integrate with the native data types in your chosen language. And all of this is available for you to use today, including 9 new solution types. So I think you're going to have lots of fun playing with them. I know I did. And I think you're going to build some amazing things with MediaPipe. But not only that, Project GameFace that we created using this technology is being open sourced today. So Lance, you're going to get your wish of making this available for everybody to use. So now I'm going to invite, oh, thank you. So now I'm going to invite my friend and colleague Sharbani on stage, and she's going to tell us more about how we're powering end-to-end workflows for you to build on. Sharbani.
Thank you so much, Lawrence. I just loved those examples. I never get over how ML is such an exciting and impactful space. Our machine learning products are underpinned by deep customer needs, be it for diverse technical customers and partners across the globe, or right here at Google. We're focused on providing a unified ecosystem of tools, services, tutorials, and open standards across machine learning workflows, from access to data sets and pre-trained models with Kaggle, to cutting-edge research with JAX, to powerhouse model deployment with TensorFlow and Keras. We're sharing the same innovations that power all the stuff you heard about earlier today. To help show you how we've worked to pass this on to you, let me walk you through a fun example inspired by our littlest of users. My family loves getting outside. My kids are especially into birds, which are easier to hear than spot. My kids often ask, Mama, ¿cuál pájaro está cantando? Which is Spanish for, Mom, what bird is singing? After our last adventure, I remember that the Google research team had recently open sourced a new bird vocalization classifier model on Kaggle models. So I fired it up in Colab. It's a great place to write and execute code from your browser, offering free access to powerful Google Cloud GPUs and TPUs, perfect for machine learning. And just like that, I've got some simple code to identify birds by their song. I used a recording from a previous outing, and here you can see it identified the sound that I captured as a broad-tailed hummingbird. Hummingbirds are fun to watch, but they're so fast and hard to see. So the next day, when Lawrence and I were chatting, yes, we actually worked together, and no, we're not paid actors or models, he reminded me about the new large language model integration in Colab. Now let's see what happens when we add in some Colab magic. We can get the model to describe what the bird will look like by simply typing %% or by writing a function in Python that uses this. This is a simple way to access large language models that is almost as easy as using a chat interface, but backed by the flexibility that you want as a developer. They integrate beautifully into Python, and as you can see, run like lightning on Colab, thanks to the free compute. Okay, so the model has given me a description of the bird. Now, let's take another look at another fun tool that our team has been working on, Keras CV, which is the new library of state-of-the-art computer vision models for Keras, the high-level modeling framework in TensorFlow. So taking the description that we just got, with a few additional lines of code, it can help me take a complex diffusion model and give me a beautiful picture of the bird. Gorgeous. Keras CV and Keras NLP are toolboxes that solve many common ML developer problems. Avoiding overfitting? Check. Augmenting data? Why, yes, we've got you covered. Transformer-based models? Yes. All within the familiar Keras API. Also, Keras CV and Keras NLP models are part of the TensorFlow ecosystem, so you can run seamlessly inference on device, in the browser, or on almost any compute surface. Now, I know this is a fun demo I built for my kids, but think about what we just did. We went from a sound to a picture through a process of orchestrating multiple complex models with some simple code in a matter of minutes. And what I showed you was a process for how we solve problems, whether it's a bird or a plane, and detecting flight contrails to mitigate global warming. By the way, check out that competition on Kaggle. We want to enable you to solve all these problems with machine learning, wherever you are in your workflow and wherever you are in your AI journey. There's a lot to take in, but we can help you today. Visit g.co/AI/build to learn more about the new technologies and techniques I just shared, including Keras, TensorFlow, Kaggle, Colab, and more. We've also shared a really cool walkthrough that lets you train a generative text model and shrink it to run on an Android phone, taking you end-to-end from data to deployment. And if you want to take your AI application to the next level, to share how you can do that with world-class infrastructure and tooling from Google Cloud, I'd like to invite Chen to tell you all about it.
Thank you, Sharbani. When it comes to cloud, generative AI is opening the door for professional developers with all different skill levels to be productive. All of this is made possible because of Google's industry-leading AI-optimized infrastructure. With our new cloud capabilities, along with managed services, you can build enterprise-ready applications without needing expertise in areas like security, scalability, sustainability, and cost management. Like you heard from Thomas, we are transforming cloud development with Duet AI, a new generative AI-powered collaborator that acts as your expert pair programmer. We believe Duet AI fundamentally changes how developers of all skill levels can build cloud applications. It provides collaborations where you need it, within Cloud Console, Chat, and your IDE. With Duet AI, you will also have the power to not just call Google-trained models, but also custom code models trained directly on your code. Well, instead of me telling you about it, let me show you how. Let's say I'm running a shopping website called Simple. And thanks to Google Cloud, we have a global footprint. We have lots of customers in India, so we want to give them a better experience. And the first step is to support the Hindi language. So I head over to Cloud Workstation, my secure, fully managed development environment, which is now available in GA. And all I have to do is to create a function and add a comment. And now, thanks to Duet AI, I can see a code snippet for using Cloud Translation API is suggested to me immediately. Generated code is a good start, but good software engineering practice, like ensuring that my dependencies are up to date, is essential. So before I go to production, I can check these and ensure they work. It looks like I have an old version of a telemetry library. So let's click Upgrade to fix it. And my website now supports Hindi. Bahut acha. What would have taken me a long time, not to mention I might not have been able to do it on my own, just took me minutes. And one of my personal favorite ways to use Duet AI is making the work of maintaining large code bases simpler. I've come across this code, which I'm not familiar with. Well, now instead of pinging the owner, searching for related code, and spending a long time reviewing it, I can just ask Duet AI to help me understand this piece of code. And here it is. If you want to give it a go, sign up for Duet AI today by joining our Trusted Tester program. So that was really cool. But how awesome it would be if it had a similar experience for your code base. Vertex AI lets you do just that. You can tune and customize foundation models from Google with your own code base. No ML expertise required. And you can call your custom code models directly from Duet AI. Here's an example where we created a fine-tuned model using Symbel's code base. We wanted to understand our site's performance on mobile, so we added a comment. Next, Duet AI generated code for performance tracing from our own library. That's extremely useful, right? And while having the ability to tune and customize foundation models is awesome, let's also look at how Vertex AI can help create new content, like images and text, so we can continue to grow our business. In Vertex AI, you can easily access a full suite of foundation models from Google and open source partners with enterprise-grade data governance and security. And you don't need to worry about all the work needed to set them up. Let's give it a go. So we want to add a new product to our catalog, and handbags are always popular. In Vertex AI, I can simply choose Imagine, our text-to-image foundation model. I will then enter my desired prompt, and ta-da! I now have multiple variations to work with. Cool, right? I think I'll pick this one. It's almost perfect. And if I want to tweak the design, I have more power than simple in-painting. I can use mask-free editing, so it will work regardless of the complexity of the image, giving me the freedom to easily iterate and explore different options without the complexity of hosting my own model or figuring out its hyperparameters. So let's change the material to iridescent blue with a scale texture and add a tassel. Now, this is a bag I would buy. Typically, we would now create a physical prototype of the bag to take it to market. But we only have a few minutes, so let's use an existing tote bag so I can show you how we can generate creative options with Vertex AI. I took a few pictures of the bag using my phone and was able to fine-tune the model with them. And in just a few minutes, I can now see my handbag literally anywhere, from the Grand Canyon to the beach to the city, without getting on a plane, very carbon-friendly. This shot is my favorite, and I think I'll use it. With Vertex AI, I can quickly and easily upscale it so it looks consistent on high-resolution displays in my online store and in print. It's almost ready to be added to my site. As I'm expanding globally, the power of Vertex AI will let me to generate text captions for accessibility and localize them into more than 300 languages. Maybe my next market will be Arabic speaking. So let's translate the copy and, that was easy. Also, with the embeddings API, I can calculate the embedding vector for my generated text and use that to do lots of cool stuff, like ensuring I have the right style of description for my brand, or other powerful use cases like semantic search, or questioning answering, or content recommendations. We love how generative AI makes workflows simpler. And the power of Vertex allows you to do it at global scale, easily, securely, and safely. Just imagine what ideas you can now turn into reality and reach a global audience. Speaking of global reach, over 3 billion and businesses from across the world rely on Google Workspace daily. They can use it to create, connect, and collaborate. What if you could leverage the power of Duet AI to build apps on Workspace without even knowing how to code? Let's say I'm asked to create an app to better manage travel requests for our team. I head over to AppSheet, a no-code platform used to build apps integrated with Google Workspace. I describe in natural language the travel approval app I want to build. Next, Duet AI walks me through the process step by step, asking a simple set of questions like, how would I like to be notified? What are the key sections of my app? And most importantly, what's the name of the app? Let's call it Simple Travel. Once the questions are answered, Do8 AI creates the app with travel requests from my team within Google Workspace. I love how Do8 AI empowers everyone to get things done quickly and more effectively. And for those of us who do love to code, and I'm sure there are a lot of people like that here, we are announcing new chat APIs in Google Workspace today, which will be generally available in the coming weeks. With these APIs, you can build chat apps that provide linked previews and let users perform actions like creating or updating records. Atlassian used these APIs to build their Jira app for chat. New extensibility features for Workspace make it so you can easily build workflows across Workspace and third-party apps, creating connected experiences. And coming to preview in the next few weeks are new Google Meet APIs and 2 new SDKs that allow you to bring your app into Google Meet or bring Google Meet data and capabilities to your apps. As you can see here, we have the Figma app in Meet with multiple people working together. All of these AI investments we showed you today can fundamentally transform the way all cloud users, whether you're a developer or a business owner, build new experiences. From our enterprise-grade cloud products and large language models to flexible open frameworks that Lawrence talked about earlier, there has never been a better time to explore what AI and ML can do for you. Next, I'll pass it back to Janine to wrap us up here.
Today, we're seeing what happens when software engineers and new technologies like AI work together. We can unleash creativity and build things that simply never existed before. What's really amazing is the impact that we can all make together as a community. And I'd stress that we're really only just getting started. The opportunity to be a part of something wonderful is right there for all of us. Let's explore what happened when over 1,000 developers came together on Kaggle to solve a problem experienced by the parents of deaf children.
We're a family of 4. The 2 of us and our twin boys, Aaron and Ishe. Aaron is deaf and Ishe is hearing.
Every single day I would be like, can I just download ASL in my brain today? Can I just become proficient? I know what I want to say to this kid. Can I just find the language that he understands?
No one told us it was important for us as parents to learn ASL. Like, how would we communicate with our daughter if we didn't learn ASL?
Learning any language is pretty difficult, but if you put it in the perspective of learning a language to communicate with your child, it's something that you know that you need to do.
What we really want to do is make sign language more accessible to the hearing community, especially these hearing parents of deaf infants. Pop Sign is a game that uses AI to help anybody be more confident in their signing. Hold it with one hand, name with one hand.
And then sign dad, and then, oh, yeah, cool, got it.
PopSign was built by a team of students at Georgia Tech and RIT. The game tracks your hand gestures and confirms that they are the correct signs in real time on your device, using MediaPipe and TensorFlow Lite, 2 powerful cross-platform tools for building machine learning apps.
You're not just watching, but you're doing. So the learning that happens by doing is a lot more powerful.
This is just the beginning of a journey, and there are going to be lots of positive ripple effects, new innovations, new technologies, human connections, so that people can understand different people's lives, both for the deaf and hearing.
As a mom, I always felt connected to her, even without language. But now that we're learning ASL, our connection is blossoming and our relationship is better than ever.
Using technology to help parents communicate with their children. Now, that's stories like that I've been waiting all year to be able to share, because it shows what's possible when technology is accessible to everyone. Before I wrap up, I'd like to share one more example of this. Last year, we launched the AR Core Geospatial API, and it's enabled many of you to build location-based, immersive experiences. With AR Core now available on over 1.4 billion devices, we wanted to go a step further and share this opportunity with more types of creators than just the hardcore coders in the house. Starting today, you can easily design and publish with our new Geospatial Creator powered by AR Core and Google Maps platform. It's available today in tools that creators already know and love: Unity and Adobe Aero and Geospatial pre-release. Anyone can now create engaging AR experiences with just a few clicks. To give you an idea of what you can achieve with these tools, we're partnering with Taito to launch the Space Invaders World Defense game later this summer. It's inspired by the original gameplay, and it turns your city into a playground. Today, you saw how we're making it easier for you to cut through complexity and make your apps work even better in this multi-device, multi-platform world. We're bringing the power of AI to help guide you throughout your entire development experience with assistants built right into Android Studio and Google Cloud. You can access the same foundation models to build your own AI solutions with MakerSuite, Firebase, and Vertex AI. And Google's commitment to the open web hasn't changed. We're still collaborating with the community to push forward innovations like WebGPU to make the web AI ready, like WebAssembly to accelerate app performance, and Baseline so you can build with confidence across browsers. And now, you can head to the Google I/O website to find 200 sessions and other learning material to go deeper into everything you heard today, all the I/O announcements. And I know I speak for all Googlers when they say they're super excited to join you online as well, and other developers from all around the globe on Adventure Chat. It's all on io.google. I look forward to chatting with you all too online later. We've all heard from you that you're eager to get back with your community together in person, as well as with Google experts. So we're coming to you with 4 new flagship events this year, and we're calling them I/O Connect, because it's all about connecting with the experts behind all the I/O announcements. We'll be bringing along hands-on demos, code labs, office hours, and more, so you can get up to speed on all of this new tech. The first one is in Miami. It's going to be on May 24th. And then we have Amsterdam, Bengaluru, and Shanghai to follow soon. And if you can't make it to one of those, you can still join us at one of the more than 250 I/O extended meetups that are happening all around the world in the next few months. Thank you for joining us today. This is your moment. Go create!